Hi everybody, it's Taigu speaking, Tree Leaf. And today, before even going into the 10 Oxherding pictures and verses, I'd like to comment a bit about how to read. I know we can all read, but how to read Zen texts and Zen Sutra. You see, we often go and fetch answers. We fish for answers. We're eager to find answers. And the actual action of going for answers is a major obstacle to really read and fully realize what it's all about. Answers are basically dead. They're dead bodies and buddies. They're very friendly. We like answers. We've got our heads full of them. But they're just traps and trips. And the more we try to provide answers to things, the more we do not let reality touch us. The way to live with a question is not to answer it. The way to live with a question is to actually let it bloom until it becomes real. It becomes flesh and blood. It becomes your own body-mind, here and now. So the answer of the koan is not in words. In our Soto Zen tradition, we do not really answer with words. We might. In the past, teachers used to do it. But these days, we basically sit and we've got our daily life to actually provide a real field for this blossoming. It's a tremendously interesting story. Back in the 60s, there was a famous doctor, Durix, French, I should say Durix, and he was very, very fond of Japan, and he traveled there many times. And once he was in Mampokuji, visiting the temple of Obaku School. It's a very, very delightful scene. It's very close to Uji and Koshoji, first temple of Dogen. It's not far from there. And he was having a tea in a room of the abbot, an old man, very, very wise and very, very peaceful. And it was a very uninformal, I should say, situation. And at one point, the old man, the abbot, asked the French guy, "Where are you from?" And he says, "I'm from Morocco." He was from Morocco, indeed. He was living there, and I think he was an eye specialist, an eye doctor, and he was living in Marrakesh. And he said, "How is it like in Morocco?" And he said, "Well, you see, Morocco is a beautiful country. The houses of the Medina are just white, and the sea is very blue, and the desert is great, and you've got very nice fruits and oranges." And suddenly the question came again. But this time, he could hear it going rough right in him. And the answer came out without even him thinking. And the same words were uttered, but this time they were alive. As he recalled it, he said, "I could almost taste the oranges. I could almost feel the touch of the sand. I could just put my hand into the water, into the sea, and I could have my eyes seeing the beautiful white of the old city." The answer was not really in words. It was reality itself. Morocco was in the room of that abbot in Mampokuji. Now, if you take these 10 Oxherding pictures and if you open the book and try to flick through the pages and think, what does that mean? You're getting nowhere. Nowhere. That's not the point. That's absolutely not the point. In Zen, poems and sutra and texts are living questions, and we have to allow them to ring us, just like this. but we've got to be hollow. If the belly's full, nothing comes out. It's dead sound. You know that. So the process of reading, the process of understanding, is not trying to reach out for answers, trying to fish things, to explore, trying to find the riddles and make things clear. No, actually, it's to allow, for instance, Shobogenzo to read you. You don't read the text, it reads you. And it makes you clear. You see, the process is perfectly the opposite of what we would be doing in university, trying to find out what's hidden beyond the text. So, allow the pictures, allow the poems to ring you ready. Don't try to answer them. Don't try to think, oh, that's it, that's what it means. So at first stage of the path, because there's no first stage anyway. It's not about stages. We'll see that later. Or not essentially about stages. So please, do not try to project your own vision of the path. Do not try to cover these beautiful questions with muddy pause and answers. Do not soil this beauty, this day. Now there is a machine going out there. It's beautiful as it is. As beautiful as a bird singing, for me. If I allow it to be, without commenting on it. No, I don't like machines. I don't like that mechanical sound. I can always go about doing that, on and on and on and on. I'm very gifted. Don't you worry. I mean, exactly like everybody else. But there are moments where I give myself a rest. And that's what I also want to say. Give yourself a rest. Give your critical mind a rest. But be amazed. Be open. So take these verses, take this picture to the marketplace. Take them in your life. And just let them live with you, in you. What does that mean? Well, find out. But be curious about it. So it's not about opening a book or just looking through an internet site. It's about being really, fully, blossomingly alive. I just say that all the time, It's to convince you, but also to convince myself, because I'm pretty dead most of the time. No, joking. Yes, I am. Everybody is. We've got to wake up. And waking up is to really be ready to receive life, to welcome life. So let these mirrors, mirroring your life, and let your life expressing what these poems are just pointing out. Now it's important because we cannot quote Shobogenzo, to actually make a point. This is useless. Dogen said this, Dogen said that, and Shobogenzo is not the Bible. Shobogenzo is something that every time you read it is just poking you. Yeah, I mean is that you Kant that spoke about poking? I mean, yeah, that kind of thing, pokes you. Poof. Hey. Or a tap in the back. Poof. So allow Shobogenzo, allow these texts to challenge you, cuddle you, hit you, poke you, stroke you, whatever. But it's got to do. Sit well and live well. Thank you. Oh yeah, see you next time. First picture.